Hey guys, it's Cooterz. Welcome to another unboxing. I did move my setup a little bit, so it's a little dark. I do apologize for the less than adequate lighting, but I can only do so much right here. But today we have a special thing. We're going to be unboxing the Panasonic GH5. Hopefully you guys enjoy this camera because I'm super excited to check it out. Alright guys, so if you know this camera, this is the GH5. It came out about 2 months ago or so. I believe it did, or maybe it came out earlier, I'm not too sure. But this is the successor to the GH4. And you guys know, is an amazing 4K camera. It has been shooting 4K since the GH4, but there's been a lot of big changes. So check out the box. Here's the top. Here's the sides. It's pretty basic, sleek black. I like that a lot, actually. Kind of minimalist design, not too crazy like the Rebels that we've seen on the Canon. So let's go ahead and let's open this up. I'm really excited to check this out. Alright, so here we go, this little thing to show you what the optional accessories are. This does not come in the box, unfortunately. That'd be really great. But there are a lot of features and stuff you can add to the GH4 or GH5, excuse me, to make it quite the cinematographic camera. Alright, let's see, here we go. Quick guide on 6K, 4K photo. So that is one of the main features of this camera. It does 6K photos, which is pretty intense for a photo camera, but I'll be using this primarily as a video camera. So let's crack open that, see what's inside this box. Nice little pull tab here. A little section. It's hard to do upside down. I can't really. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. Let's see. A little dust baggie for the camera body itself. Let's put that aside for now and see what else comes with. Comes with the Lumix strap here, and in this compartment here, we see that it comes with the power charging cord. Looks like a USB-C, USB to USB-C connector. Not a normal USB 3 or 2, but is indeed, as you can see, a USB. I'm not sure if I'll focus there, but it is indeed a USB 3. And here's the battery charger itself. And I believe we should have a battery. Well, here it is. Nope, this is not a battery. This is actually, this is an HDMI support. This is actually rare. I don't usually see these on DSLRs that often, but this is a support that will go into the side of your camera to make sure your HDMI cable, when it gets pulled, if it gets tripped over or whatever, it won't end up hurting the cable, and it probably won't end up pulling it out. It should lock the cable into the input, so it kind of acts more like an SDI cable, but obviously not quite as good. But the GH5 actually boasts a full HDMI port. So unlike Canons and other Nikons, I'm assuming, my Canons have, if they do have an HDMI port, they are micro HDMI. So it's very annoying to get a cable from. So that's really nice that Panasonic opted to keep in a full HDMI port. That's really cool. Here's the dust baggie for the body itself of the GH5. Check it out. This looks like a nice camera. Here we go, guys. They opted in. It looks like they have kind of like the Sony dangling. I don't like these. These are like the dangling things to put your strap on. I'm not a big fan of them because for video, it makes a lot of noise. At least I think it does. I mean, you're not gonna be running a gun. If you're doing run and gun vlogging, shooting, then this might be an issue. But if not, you're probably not gonna have an issue on a tripod. But I usually tape mine down. Anyway, let's see if it has the battery down here. It does not. I think it should come with the battery. If it doesn't, that'd be really bizarre. I don't know if this comes with a battery. You think it would? Okay, it does. I was about to say, I was like, that'd be really, I just missed it. Here's the battery. This is actually the same battery as the GH4, so that's one of the key features that they kept with this camera between the GH5 and the GH4 is that the battery is exactly the same. So for all of you GH4 owners, out there, if you have the DMW BLF 19PP, it will work in your GH5. So that's a really cool thing for those who stocked up on batteries for the GH4. So let's just talk about some key features while we look at the camera body itself. So the main difference in video, at least, is this camera does do 4K as did the GH4, but this 4K is much better in that it does a wider frame 4K shots, where the older GH4, you know, we had the micro four thirds, it would crop a bit on the micro four thirds lenses, so you wouldn't get as much wide angle views as you can on GH5, so that's kind of cool. Another thing too is that internal recording, the GH5 will actually support 4K 60p or 60 FPS. So up to 60 frames a second, there's certain modes. This guy will actually be able to handle it internally onto the card, which is freaking amazing for such a small, you know, DSLR body. It is, I mean, it is a little big on the hand for me, even though I have large hands. I have fairly large hands for a girl. It's still pretty big for me. I don't know, maybe for some of you guys out there it would be normal, but it feels right here, it feels really bulky. Actually, I can show you compared to this is the Canon 80D with the lens with, I don't know, this is a 10 to 18 millimeter lens. The body is definitely smaller on the GH5 though. It might be a little bit longer, not too sure. Maybe a little bit, it's about the same actually. The Canon is bulkier, but you know, it's interesting. It's just more, I like the Canon, I really like the Canon grip style more. This is a bit more like, it's just wider. Like, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it feels a lot meatier. It's harder to really get a good grasp on it. I mean, you're definitely gonna hold it, it's gonna be secure. But with this guy, there's just, it's a little more angular to this, where you really lock your hand in here and feel like, you know, you have a good secure grip. This is a little too, you know what it is? I know what it is. It's the shallowness of this right here. This little arch right here is a little less shallow, if you can tell, than the Canon, where it has a really big sweeping and fairly, like, you know, deeper cut where you can really hold on to that. Not a fan of this feel, but you know, I'm not going to be doing a lot of like shooting handheld. This is mainly going to be a tripod shooter, so not too worried about that. Both of these cameras do have the flippy outy screen, as I like to call it, right here on the back. There you go. And you should be able to turn it forward. So if you wanted to vlog with this camera, you could. I don't know, I'm not too sure about the autofocus. Canon AD obviously has the exact same, not exact same, but very similar when it comes to the flip out screen. It does turn to face the person in front of the camera if you want to do that, which is actually a nice feature. The autofocus on the GH4 was not good at all. It was pretty lackluster in my opinion. The Canon itself, extremely good at the dual pixel AF, so that's something to keep in mind. But what I was saying with this guy, compared to the GH4, let's move the Canon out of the way since we don't care about that anymore. This guy, 4K 60 FPS, I said that already. This also internally supports 4K 10-bit at a 422 chroma, which is really crazy. So that's something to really think about. Before, you could do that on GH4, I believe. Obviously not as wide, as we talked about the cropping, and then also it had to use an external recorder. So this can do this all internally, which is pretty amazing, honestly. Wi-Fi support, just like, I think the GH4 had that, but pretty much all cameras now have the Wi-Fi support to link up to your phone or your mobile device or whatever. We have 2 dials here, and we have a dial here with 3 customs, that's cool, and then a lock feature if you want to lock it down. Just push this button in, you can hear it, it's pretty tactile. Let's look at the Lumix. We got a little L there. Let's look at the Lumix sensor. Let's check it out. Here's this sensor in all its glory, the 4K sensor. Really, really nice. Unfortunately, I don't have a lens with me. I only own an Olympus lens that would go on an 18mm or 12mm. Here's a little thumb nub back here. The menus did change from the GH4, so that's nice because a lot of people complained about how hard it was to go through the menus. Here's some function buttons, function 2 and 3. And then you have your function 1 and your white balance and ISO. And then another dial here, shutter button. Record button still up here. I believe the GH4 was always here. That was unchanged as well. You have another knob here. So you do have the back knob, which is nice. This is kind of like on the higher end. Canons have a dial here as well as here. So that's really cool to see. And then you do have some photo shooting modes back over here on the left side. Hot shoe, of course, up on the top. And it is indeed a hot shoe where you can power things from this, I believe. I mean, it looks like it with those contact points, so I'm pretty sure this is a hot shoe. Dial down here. But yeah, that's pretty much this camera. So for those who wanted to see the difference between this guy and maybe a smaller camera, since you might be looking at a different 4K, obviously the 80D, great vlogging camera if you're into that, but it is only 1080p. It's not nearly as good as this on video. Great dual pixel AF, but this would probably be your next option. Similar in price point, I believe. I don't remember. Unfortunately, there's a little thing on the bottom, so it's gonna be a little wobbly. But this is the Sony a6500. This came out around the same time as this guy, actually. So these are pretty normal. Excuse me, similar cameras. This shoots 4K. As well, so this might be something you're interested in. This is a very fast AF motor, amazing for vlogging if you're into that, or even run and gun type of filming. This is sporting the 1018 as well, f4 on the Sony. Unfortunately, I don't have a lens, but you can tell body-wise. I mean, it's a mirrorless. It's tiny, similar form factor, or even cropping, 4/3. I don't know, I would say, honestly, this is just it's a great camera to really just move in and out, of your pocket or your bag or whatever. I did lose the hot shoe mount, and I have lost the little rubber protector, so for traveling and stuff. But other than that, I mean, it's great. It's a great camera. The battery life, though, honestly, it sucks. You have to buy multiple batteries. I'm not sure how this one is because I haven't shot on the GH4. But I'm assuming the same battery and more beefier specs on this. I don't know. We'll see. I'm a little worried, but honestly, after shooting with Sony, I'm not too worried. Battery life is terrible on this. The screen, all it is unfortunately it's not a flip around. It's just a accordion style. I don't know what it's called, but you can get the shots up here if you want to look up. If you're going for a low shot. And of course, you can angle it a bit, I don't know. It's really it's not really that useful, honestly, in my opinion. Just for the lower angle shots. But I did take down these danglies. I do not like these. I don't know if I already expressed it. I do not like these, so. Tape them down if you don't like them. So that way, not much noise. But I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I wish for the menu I could pop the battery in. I guess we can just power it on and see how that goes. But other than that, this is a great camera. I'm looking really forward to shooting with this. Let's see. Oh, what type of media does it take? Let me see here. It takes dual SD cards, so that's really awesome. You usually don't see those as well unless they're on higher end cameras. So GH5 really stepping up there, or Panasonic Lumix with dual SD card slots. All right, let's turn this on just to see. Power button, power switch. Okay, well, we gotta set up everything, but the battery's almost dead as well. But this is pretty much it, powered on. There you go, guys. Hopefully you liked the video. If you guys want to see more unboxings like this, definitely throw a thumbs up on the video and comment. I'll let you guys know maybe in another video how I like the camera, if I'm enjoying it, if how I like it compared to these guys, possibly. Okay, thanks, cat in the camera. If I like it compared to these guys, I'll definitely let you know how I feel about it. Thank you guys for stopping by. I do really appreciate it. Sorry again for the lighting. I know it's less than adequate, but it's what I have for now. But guys, do remember to do big, do good, and do you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.